Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, so week 5 of Summer of Pain is finally here, and it's actually kind of like pretty much the easiest week thus far because the fight in itself is relatively straightforward and you can literally do this fight with any single champion in the game so long as you follow a couple of basic rules, and that is about it. And by the way, when I say any champion, I'm sure there's going to be somebody who spends a couple hours with like 1-star Wolverine, because technically you can do it even with 1-star Wolverine so long as you don't get hit. There's literally zero champion requirement, but ideally you obviously want to use some more suitable options and some options that play around a couple of nodes better. So I'm going to do my best to show you some solos and guide you with some cheese options, and obviously then we're going to go over all the objectives and what champions kind of like you should want to use. Now the main node that we need to keep in mind here is this setup and spike. The rest of the nodes are relatively unintrusive. This powerful means you can't do any power manipulation, fair enough, and my head is in front of Mystic Ward, which means nullify abilities for 95% fail. Other than that, it's just a Venom. Right, so this one node is what matters and can actually be used to your advantage in some scenarios. So whenever the defender is knocked down, they remove all of their active debuffs. If you removed more than 6 debuffs, they take 500% off attacker's direct damage. Otherwise, the attacker takes a burst of physical damage equal to 50% of defender's attack. So it's a very simple idea. You can only knock him down if you have 6 or more debuffs, and that's it. Otherwise, you're going to take significant chunks of damage. That being said, let's go over a few quick solos. One of the cheesiest options that also happens to be one of the milestone objectives is rank 4 Howard the Duck. I did that solo on the stream as well. I'm actually going to bring up the stream a bit later just to go over some other options. But as you can see, Howard the Duck places 5 armor breaks on his heavy attack, and including with the stun debuff, you get 6 debuffs on every single heavy attack. It gets even better because you continuously keep building up your fury buffs, and that means every time you knock down Venom, he takes bigger and bigger bursts of damage as per setup and spike node, because it includes your modified attack. So the more furies you have, the more burst damage he gets as you are keeping to, well, knocking him down, I suppose. And we can see that, yeah, the more furies, the more damage, obviously, on our basic hits, but also that red damage there is already doing a significant amount. And it's actually one of the quicker fights in general that you can do. This is a rank 4 5-star Howard the Duck, and you just throw heavy attacks, don't use special attacks, don't do anything else. And yeah, just parry and heavy. Do not try to chain heavy attacks because it's important to have that parry stun active. But with that, we can see that he's taking bursts of like 47, 50k damage now whenever we're going to be dropping him down. 54k damage. Absolutely wonderful. And that is pretty much going to be the fight. Couple more heavies. He's at 18% already. Take a bit of block damage. Obviously, the block damage is quite huge. 57k burst with 50 furies. And yeah, jobs are good and very quick, very easy solo. But as I said, you can pretty much solo this guy with all champions. One of the quickest options to do so if you are in a major rush is with Longshot. Now with a Longshot there is a trick that you need to do, and that is you need to drop your special 2 in Venom's block. And you also need to make sure that you do not corner Venom as you are throwing that block, otherwise you're not going to have enough distance to block after the special attack because you're throwing it in the block. So ideally remain somewhere in the middle of the map and throw your special attack in Venom's block. So here we can see throw special from distance, garbage can goes, and Venom's health is just disappearing. And do that a couple more times, and that's going to be pretty much all she wrote. So I'm going to quickly fast forward here till I get to my next level 2. And here we're going to go for another one very soon. And this fight takes barely above like 50 hits or something. One quick side note. You do not want to have any points in Mystic Dispersion for this fight at all, because you're nullifying so many buffs that you would push yourself to level 3 pretty much immediately, and well, then you'd kind of be stuck. But as it stands right now, we can see that Venom is at like 16% already, and this has been like a really, really quick fight. Now I will make a mistake here towards the end. That's almost going to cost me the fight, because I will actually end up doing the level 2 in, well, I just thought he's going to be blocking, so I nearly died here, but I didn't. But here we can see what happens when you knock him down without having 6 debuffs active. For a 5-star, it immediately took down like 30% of my health or 20-something% of my health. But fight still won, and that was actually incredibly quick solo. That was only like 47 hits. But again, as I said, you can quite literally use pretty much any champion. Here's like a random Moleman solo, and obviously with Moleman, it's kind of easier once you trigger your rage mode here. Then you can just kind of do a 5-hit combo. It's going to be 5 bleeds, drop a heavy attack. He's going to purify all of them, but he's also going to take some damage. And, well, here I'm just going for, like, level 2s. So, Moleman, very quick and easy solo. I could be doing this all evening. The fight is honestly easy. I'm not... doesn't quite feel like Summer of Pain, to be honest. It is just a Venom, and that's about it. And, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of cool that a lot of people will get by it quite easily, but this does not quite seem to embody the same spirit of Summer of Pain, like, I don't know, even that Mr. Sinister did, or Mysterio, or whoever else. But hey, you know, fairly straightforward, easy fight. Just Moleman, quite aggressive. I think I'm going to finish it off here with a level 2. Why not? Plenty of debuffs means safe to knock him down. Another good kind of like chill fight option here is going to be Cosmic Ghost Rider. And with Cosmic Ghost Rider, I'm not doing anything special. I'm just going to go for my medium finisher, light finisher, parry into heavy and level 2. And yes, he's going to purify all of those armor breaks. Accidentally triggered dexterity here, but it's not that big of a deal. But basically just go for level 2s. And I think with like 3 or 4 level 2s, the fight is over here as well. Yeah, that's it. Just drop level 2s. You can obviously use some weird, fancy Cosmic Ghost Rider rotations with some weird names, but this is good enough. Just spam level 2s, and it's gonna go down quickly enough. So yeah, so here we can see another level 2. I think that's like 4 level 2s or something, and the fight's done. You can probably weave in your like level 3s and stuff, but hey. Fair enough. And Sunspot is actually a super cheesy option. Now, I only have 6-star rank 1 Sunspot, and I recorded this video just before I'm, well, recording this entire video compilation, so I actually didn't get the time to get a proper solo. But the thing with Sunspot is that you consistently have 6 debuffs, so every time you knock him down, you're gonna have debuffs on Venom, and he's gonna take extra damage. And also, whenever Venom purifies your incinerates, then whenever he purifies your incinerates, then you gain your charges back. So Sunspot can absolutely shred this fight. I'm gonna make a mistake somewhere there towards the end, and afterwards again, I didn't get like a perfect run in yet, but 1 second. But you can definitely do quite nice damage. You can build up to like 5 solar flare charges, and you can see that, yeah, just drop your heavy attacks and bait out level 1s, drop your heavy attacks, bait out level 1s, drop a special attack, and he would be toast. So Sunspot is an absolute cheese god for this fight as well. That being said, let's take a look at some of the things, some of the champions that I used on stream. I think it's a bit off center here. Let's put it like here. And the first fight that I did on the stream was with Spider-Ham. Spider-Ham was quite an easy solo. Here we go, Spider-Ham fight. And with Spider-Ham again, the key rule is just don't use any special attacks, don't use any heavy attacks. It takes longer, obviously, but that was my very first attempt at this fight, and that was quite quick and easy solo. Just basically, I didn't, yeah, just play as if special button does not exist, and any champion can use, well, any champion can get this fight down. You can see eventually he's gonna get down, and how many hits? Here's just about the finish. I did make a mistake somewhere in the middle, but it's fine. So here's, there we go, last power sting, 3000. And how many hits did this one take? 247. Then I used Venom for my second solo. I messed up early on, but I went back in, and Venom is very easy symbiote solo. Absolutely nothing to worry. Again, just do not use your heavies, do not use your specials, and just do some Venom on Venom violence. After Venom, my next go-around was with Guillotine 2099, I think, and that was also a fairly easy fight. It's a bit long because of all of the armor and physical resistance, and because Guillotine doesn't crit. But again, just don't use special attacks and whack it down. You can literally actually use pretty much any champions that could kind of like qualify. You can see the total hit count here is 248 for the finish. And yeah, Guillotine 2099, very easy. Once again, I want to find a Ronin solo. Here we go. Ronin's actually a very, very good option as well, because yes, you cannot stun lock, but even without stun locking, Venom has a lot of buffs, so Ronin hits really, really hard. So Ronin can, well, it's not full on like, you know, your standard Ronin cheese when you stun lock opponents forever, but you still do a ton of damage in this fight. And this is, again, a 5-star rank 4 Ronin, and that Venom doesn't really stand a chance. Now, I did mess up a few times as I was, like, practicing, but here, let's see, towards the end, 107 hits, and I'm doing 29k medium crits, 30k medium crits with Ronin, just because of how many buffs Venom has. So, yeah, Ronin was an absolute beast here as well. Morningstar can do this fight really well, also. The problem was my 6-star Morningstar rank 1, I had to play absolutely perfect, and within 3 level 2s you would get the fight down. I did do this live and I was messing up a bit, but the idea is that even though Morningstar does not nullify, you still do a ton of damage. Yes, you're gonna take a chunk of damage back, but Venom takes more. A 6-star rank 1 Morningstar can easily drop 2 level 2s, and then with third one you would kill. So Morningstar is actually a very quick cheese option as well, but ideally you want to have like a rank 5 5-star or above. So I want to get to a good level 2 before we drop it there. I think I'm gonna mess it up at some point, but hopefully, come on, let's go for level 2. Here we can see you immediately do a ton of damage with Morningstars. It's just that I had taken a bit too much block damage previously, but you can still get it done for sure. And then we tried some other options. We tried Mordo. Mordo did not work very well with that level 2. Howard the Duck was great. And in the end, I was trying out like Massacre and Black Widow Deadly Origins, and both of them actually work very, very well. Right, so let's get back to the last write-up bit. Not quite here. Oh, and let's start with text 2. So these are the milestones, the objectives for Thronebreakers. For Symbiote, you ideally want Venom or Symbiote Supreme, just because in reality there aren't too many good Symbiote options to begin with. We can see right here, once again, display capture. This is the other fight. Where is my display capture? You can see that when it comes to Symbiotes, then there aren't too many champions in general. And we have Venom that functions perfectly, pretty much just don't use special attack. Symbiote Supreme, kind of similar. When you get plenty of bleeds active, then you can throw the specials if you want, but before that, no. And other than that, you can use any of these champions. It's just going to be quite a long fight. Just stick to the rule of not using special attacks or heavy attacks. Right, then we can jump on to Spider-Verse heroes. Obviously, the best ones would be Stealthsuit Spidey, Starking Hands Spidey, and Spider-Ham. And, or again, just use any champion that you have available. So if we're going to take a look at Aunt May, then we have still Spider-Gwen, but it would be tricky to get her ramped up because you can't really drop special attacks. Here as well with Symbiote Spidey, you can't drop your heavy attacks, so you can't build up those armor breaks. So it's very annoying and long, but you can do it with pretty much any of those champions. Right, moving on to Tech 1, and Tech 1 is the easiest objective to complete. Howard the Duck is a showcase. It's a total cheese option. Guillotine 2099 works perfectly. Star-Lord and Ultron would be perfectly legitimate options as well. And if you are Cav, and if you just want to get the, well, fight done, and you don't care for the Thronebreaker objectives, then here we go. Let me extend this a bit more. Don't know why I can't. Here we go. Turns out I can. There we go. So we have Ronin, that works amazing, just don't use special attacks, you're going to be hitting like a truck. Longshot, launching special attacks in the block. Morningstar, Massacre, Howard the Duck, and Sunspot is a cheese god. I'm sure I'm missing some because the fight's been just out for a few minutes, but those are kind of like the cheesiest of the cheesy options. And alternatively, again, you can use literally any single champion as long as you make sure not to knock him down without having 6 debuffs or more on the guy. If there are other very cool, interesting options, please do let me know. Overall, I must say this was definitely very, very easy. I'm not gonna go around screaming that it's like too easy, but it didn't really feel painful. I'll leave it at that. And yeah, any single champion in this game can do that fight. It's just a matter of how comfortable you are fighting Venom. Perhaps the most important piece of advice is control the spacing of any fight. Do not let him corner you. Hit his block, push him to his side of the corner. Then he's going to be much more willing to throw special attacks. And last one that I actually wanted to add here, She-Hulk is very, very, very good as well, because She-Hulk gets extra attack for each buff Cosmic Champions have. So She-Hulk is going to do amazingly as well. I actually did get a very quick and easy solo there too on the stream. Anyways, that will do for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the buttons. Catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the